Hi, welcome back to the farm. My name's Roz, also known as Passion Flower, and you'll find me here each week talking about my farming and creative life. Been another week of super wild weather. The power has gone out again. This time it went out for about 24 hours. Thank goodness we do have a generator and a generator switch so we can switch bits on and off throughout the house. So we're able to keep our fridge running, made sure we were able to have water when we needed it, and lights and things like that, just the bare minimum just to keep us going, because it is hard work having to deal with all of that stuff without having regular power running, but at least we had the generator. And then on the day that the power was out, we had a really heavy hailstorm. Adam and I were outside changing over the water pump. Nothing really to do with the generator and the power being out, but our water pump was losing pressure, and so if you turned it on not full blast, like if you didn't turn the water on as hard as it could go to start with, it would suck all of the pressure out and it would make the pump need to reset. So we put a new pump on, but now we've discovered that the new pump is too powerful for our generator. So if the power goes out again, we can't run water off our current generator. So we're looking at a new one of those, or the other solution is that every time the power goes out, we have to put the old pump back on. So we haven't really decided which way we're going yet, but there's going to have to be a little bit of mucking around. I also picked up my new glasses this week. I also got a pair of sunglasses, prescription sunglasses for the first time, which I'm a bit excited about, really. So that'll be much easier when I'm driving, and just being able to sit outside and knit and read a little bit more easily than having just regular plain glasses. My prescription had changed a little bit and I could feel that it had changed. That's the reason I went and got my eyes tested about a week ago. I was starting to feel like I was straining quite a bit and my eyes were getting tired, and I was especially finding it hard at work with the big computer screens and the fluorescent lights. So I'm really happy to have gotten the new prescription. It's slightly stronger to help me see better, and it also has like the anti-reflection stuff on the outside as well, so that will help with computer screens and lights, and also with driving at night. This is my first day wearing them and I'm really happy with the new frames, and yeah, hopefully that'll help to ease some of the pressure on my eyes and make me feel a little less tired. This week I'm wearing the Yellow Brick Rodeo by Mary Annarella. She also goes by Lyrical Knits, and I really love this top. In fact, I love it so much that I made myself a second one in a blue. So this is, the pink is Hobie yarn in the Unicorn Solids. It's a 4-ply. And the white with the blue and purple is from a US indie dyer who's no longer dyeing, but I think the color was called Christmas Lights. And it really stands out well against the bright pink. It's an easy top to wear. It was fun to knit. It's just a mosaic knit on the top. Really quite a good use of a small amount of a special colored yarn to put with a solid. So yeah, it's something that I would potentially even knit again. So as I said, I've already made two, but there's such a possibility of using different yarns and combinations and just grabbing a little bit of special yarn that it is something that you could do over and over again. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you so much to everyone who has already put in an order for my Christmas yarn. The pre-order opened last week and I've already had a really great response. So thank you. I will be gradually working on those orders. My plan is, as I get a full batch on a particular base, I will be putting that into the dye pots and trying to get that dried and sent out as soon as I possibly can. keeping in mind that the pre-orders run through until the 14th of October. So I'll be taking orders up until then, and then I'll fill the rest of those orders through to sending out the last batches in the first week of November. And after the pre-orders close, I will have a small amount left depending on how the batches coincide with the orders. So I do all of my colorways in batches of 4, so there might be a few stragglers left over. And I'll also have a small amount that I'll be taking to the All About Fibre and Yarn market in Templestowe, which is on the 7th of December. So it's their Christmas market. So, of course, I will have a little bit of Christmas yarn there. I'm also excited that my Wispy yarn base is now back in stock. So my previous week was spent mostly just dyeing that yarn so that I have plenty of it to be at the Romsey All About Fibre and Yarn market, which is next Sunday, the 15th of September. So if you're out in the Romsey area or would like a not too far of a drive from Melbourne to come out to the countryside, the Romsey market will be a great one, and I'll have all of these colours of Wispy yarn ready for that market. It's not going to be on my website until after the 15th. So I did some blush, some lilac, aqua, apricot, olive, mustard, smoke, and a new colour because I thought I'd play around a little bit, and I'm going to call this one Storm. So I'm really excited. If I can get them all together in a way that you're going to be able to see them. Not really. I'll have to get them all rescanned to show you properly because it's hard to show when they're not. But that is the selection. Oh, can't see the apricot. Let's try again. 1 minute. Let me try again. Do this properly. Okay, that's better. Now I can show you all of the colours, hopefully just in one hand or with 2 hands, but not having them all fall apart on me. Okay, that's better. So that is the colour selection of what I have on Wispy Lace. The shed is now pretty much set up, I think. I've sort of sat with it how it is for a few weeks now. I've changed the table so it's much smaller. I've moved a lot of the furniture around. I've reset up my desk, and I'm quite happy with how everything is looking. So here is a little tour around the shed. After my enthusiasm last week that I was going to make all this progress on my little love cardigan, I didn't even take it out of the bag. I don't really know why, and I'll reflect on that in a minute because as I was making the notes for this episode, I started to think about why. I did do a tiny little bit of knitting on socks, but again, not much knitting at all. So I finished the first bombed yarn stripy sock. I was just up to the ribbing last week, so I finished that, and I did cast on. I've done the toe and goodness, about 4 rows on the foot. but that is the extent of my knitting for the whole week. And I'm okay with that. And I mean, maybe it makes me a bad knitting podcaster, but I'm not going to force myself to knit if I'm not feeling like it. Um, and it isn't even that I didn't feel like it. I kind of did feel like it a few times, and I sat my knitting down beside me, and then I don't know, I just sat and stared out the window, or had one or two cats in my lap and just patted them instead, or watched podcasts. Um, and I don't know, I guess I've been a little bit, my eyes have been a little bit tired, because I knew that I needed a better prescription. Work has been busy, so I've been tired from that. Um, I have been spending full days over here doing a lot of dyeing, as you've just seen, and also preparing the website and sort of planning for markets and for the Christmas pre-order. So I've had that all in my head, and I've been doing stuff here in the shed. And so that's kind of stopped me from, when I've had those quiet moments, from sitting and knitting. And instead, I've just wanted to just do nothing. And I've let myself do that. I don't want to force myself to knit and produce some items just to show, because that's not why I do it. I do it for the enjoyment. I do it for the creativity of it. I do it because I enjoy the finished projects like this. And I think you have to be inspired and want to enjoy it. And I do love the projects that I currently have on the needles, and even the whips that have been sitting languishing that I haven't shown you for a really long time. I still love those as well. But yeah, for some reason, this just hasn't been that real need, want, motivation to actually pick it up and do anything on it this week. And I think we all go through some of those times where we do a little bit less, or we do nothing, or we want to rip out everything we have and completely change what we're doing, or cast on a whole lot of new things. So I'm okay with sort of sitting in whatever it is that it is right now, and um, not wanting to lose the joy or the love that I have for it when I do sit down and knit. So take my socks to work one day, and they literally just sat in my bag. And even though I didn't like knit a stitch, it's kind of just reassuring to know that you have your knitting with you. It For me, that's always been the case. Just knowing that I have it, and so seeing my project bags and having them with me, and knowing that I have it there if I want to work on a project, gives me a sense of calm, and makes me feel happy. And I think sometimes that's all that you need. It doesn't. That's enough. And then the actual process of knitting is a whole different thing and uses a different part of your brain. And then the finishing off and being able to wear and use the items that you make is a whole other part. So I think we have to sort of pace ourselves and enjoy the moment that we're in, and be okay with where we are. Otherwise, I think um, I wouldn't for sure be willing to just produce knit just to be able to show off items every week here. So I do apologize that I don't really have any knitting to show you, but I kind of am also not apologizing, because I'm not going to force myself to work on something when it's just not what I'm feeling like doing. Well, that's it for another week. Thanks for spending some time with me. If you're enjoying these videos, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and look forward to seeing you next week on the farm. Bye.